Hey guys, it's Q&A Tuesday. Guys, once again, I want to thank you for all the questions you are commenting below. It's making these episodes possible. First question from a gentleman by the name of Jeff Gopshtein, and I believe I did answer this guy's question before. Hey Roman, how do you feel about all these new direct-to-consumer watch brands like MVMT or movement watches and the new timepiece geared towards millennials? Do you think this will affect long-term value in high-priced timepieces, or do you think the luxury market is unaffected in the long term? First, let me tell you that I've never actually held an MVMT or a movement watch in my hands. I have seen my fair share of ads on it online, and I'll get into that in a second. But what I did do is I took to YouTube like anybody else would, and I watched a video by a gentleman by the name of EVERYMAN, and I'll link the video below. That he really goes into the nuts and bolts and talking about these watches, and from what I understood from the video, he's not too fond of them. Right off the bat, I'll tell you right now, there's zero effect on high-priced timepieces, and historically, look at any other product, even outside of watches. You have a pair of shoes that you can go to a store and pick up for $20 to $30, or you can go pick up the same pair of leather loafers somewhere else from a price of $1,000 to even $5,000 in some cases. Now, a lot of times you're gonna end up paying some money for the brand, so a pair of Louis Vuitton shoes obviously will cost a heck of a lot more than Payless, and percentage of that is you're actually paying for the name and the exclusivity. But the old saying, you do get what you pay for. So a high quality leather pair of shoes that was completely handmade by Louis Vuitton is going to be obviously much better of that of something you buy in Payless. It all depends on where it's made, how it's made, and so on and so forth. And same goes true for these watches. An MVMT watch trades at about $95 online, I saw. Imagine what you get for $100. Think in terms of the case. Think in terms of the crystal. It's actually not crystal, it's a piece of glass. Think in terms of the actual movement. Think in terms of a leather strap, the buckles, and so on and so forth. If it's not making 50% on every watch, if not even more, then they wouldn't make money. Why? Because they spend a tremendous amount of money in advertising, specifically social media advertising. And this is what this conversation is really all about. The reason people want the MVMT watches is because they're everywhere. You log on Facebook, God forbid you go to their website, you will be followed everywhere on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube, everywhere. They've gotten guys like Sam Colder that goes by KOLD on YouTube. Again, I'll link him below. He actually happens to be one of my favorite YouTubers. I wait for his vlogs to come out every single time because he does beautiful, beautiful work when it comes to videography. And now this guy takes his same skill set of the videos that he made for travel or whatever else, or stuff that he did for beautiful destinations, and he puts that effort into making what seems to be not a commercial for MVMT watches, but a lifestyle. And here you are, you're watching this beautiful video. This guy's in a beautiful setting. He's doing really kick-ass stuff. His stuff is all bucket list worthy. I mean, the places this guy goes to and the places he visits and so on and so forth. Now all of a sudden he's doing his travels, he's doing his vlogs, and he's doing everything else, but yet it's about the MVMT watches. And as a millennial, and again, I don't want to label anybody millennials, but let's say that age category, you're watching these beautiful videos and you want to be Sam Colder. You want to travel to Marrakesh. You want to be in the desert somewhere. You want to go to Dubai and climb the tallest building, and you're wearing the MVMT watch. This is a technique that's been used in advertising for a long, long time, except now times are different, so now they use social media versus TV, for say, or print. By watching one of those videos, even me, who is in the business, all of a sudden, I'm like curious, maybe I should pick up one of these MVMT. They look really, really cool on video. Obviously, when they're shot in a professional studio setting, the watches look absolutely incredible, better than they look in real life. This has been going on for a long time now with the use of social media. There's so many products out there. They're called, quote unquote, impulse buys. Even here at the company, we do the same thing. We pick up products that's relatively low price, like a pair of diamond hoop earrings that you can pick up for $300. We'll run Instagram ads and Facebook ads, and these things are called impulse buy. You see a beautiful ad, a nicely executed video with a product in it, and all of a sudden,
Southdown in April of 142!
I gotta get this watch, and you click right there and then. It's all convenient for you. One button, you go to the checkout page, you spend $100 and you get that watch in a box. And MVMT is a nice brand. They advertised it well. It's an appealing looking watch. People will continue buying them. And guess what? There's going to be a whole lot more MVMT watches sold this year than there will be Audemars Piguet. So, and that's just the way it goes. Cheaper products sell in higher volumes because, again, you have a very small amount of people that can afford watches that are $10,000 versus those that can afford a $100 watch. It's always been this way. It always will be this way. Neither party will be affected. Hope that makes sense. Next question comes from Goat Cheddar. What is your opinion of Archieluxury and his influence on in the watch world? Well, I went out and I watched a few videos about Archieluxury. I got to be honest with you, I like the guy. He's certainly a personality, and then some. He's different than every other guy out there. He does have a little bit of that feel of what I do, telling things like they are, raw, no holds bar. He's not biased by anything because he's not a watch dealer. He's just somebody that's out there giving opinion on watches. He knows a heck of a lot about watches. It's obvious from his videos. A couple of videos that I watched felt like they were dragging on a little bit. It's like I felt like saying, hey, buddy, get to the point already. Lots of useful stuff out there. As far as I'm concerned, I give this guy an A+. He's actually a guy I would love to do a collab with. So Paul, if you're watching this, hit me up. Let's do a collab together. I would love to get your opinion on a few things, and certainly would love to answer some of your questions, which I'm sure you have for a guy like me. Influence is a big buzzword nowadays. Somebody like Archieluxury, is he going to have an influence? Of course. Every single person that watches any video out there, including mine, his, or anybody else's, is going to be influenced one way or the other. This is just the way humans work. The guy has 50,000 followers on his YouTube channel, presumably all watch guys and girls, or those that love watches and luxury. So of course he's going to be influential. 50,000 subscribers on YouTube is a lot. He's not the guy that wears white glove, he curses on his videos and so on and so forth, tells you like it is. He's raw, he's in your face, and he's a really cool, different dude to begin with. You know, you see this guy come on screen, it's like, oh my God, you don't even know what to expect from him next. I like the fact that he reviews other people's collections and again tells them like it is, like, oh, this is complete shit. Why did you buy this? You're going to lose an arm and a leg on this. Or why did you service this watch if you knew you were going to sell it anyway? You spend an arm and a leg, now you're upside down $2-3 grand. Any guy out there that's willing to get in front of a camera and has an audience, no matter how big or small, does have an influence, especially in such a small space. If you look at YouTube overall, the watch space in there is so tiny. This is part of the reasons I decided to get on camera, start talking about stuff, because all I saw is these stuffy white glove videos of people saying, well, this is what this barrel does, and this is how this movement works, and this is what this button does, and so on and so forth. Yeah, I do talk a little bit about nuts and bolts and some of the watches where I feel it might be interesting to you. But let's face it, majority of that information you can find online. What you can't find online is me talking about resale value, me talking about what the market value is, me sort of giving you the outlook or future outlook on some of these pieces. And this is what this guy, Paul, does. Our styles are obviously different. We're different people, and I've never met the guy, but I think a lot of the things that we talk about are the same, and those are the things that you can't just Google and get straightforward information on. I like the guy. I sub to his channel, and again, maybe in the future, me and him can do a little collab together that you guys may enjoy. Richard Bonanno. I've answered this guy's questions before. Again, great stuff. Hublot gets a lot of flack, but I admire the brand as they keep innovating. I totally agree about Zenith. I've owned a few and currently own an El Primera Captain chronograph. That's a great watch, actually. Great brand, but resale is soft. Unfortunately, it is, but again, it all goes in waves. I think it's only a matter of time where we start seeing Zenith on the top. Now, on to your question. It's actually a simple one. I just wanted to ask what your preferred watch size is. You saw my other videos. I wore my Royal Oak 39mm with diamonds. That would probably be my preferred watch size in the 39mm. However, it really depends on the watch too, because depending on the overall design of the watch, and I happen to be wearing an AP now. Now this watch, this is the newer diver in the white combination. Like, I know, no white after Labor Day. I don't believe in that crap. I happen to love this watch. It's just aesthetically, it's just beautiful to me. The white dial with the white strap, and just everything about the diver being somewhat plain and yet bulky and big, I love. But that's not what we're talking about. So look at the lugs design. This watch is going to come in officially at 42mm, but the 42mm is really the size of the bezel, or the top of the watch rather. If you look at the watch sideways, look how much more real estate the lug system adds to the watch. And guess what? Now it goes from a 42 millimeter to more of a 48 millimeter watch across, probably even 49 if you take into consideration the way the lugs are done. Now, if they were to cut the lugs off right at the bezel, then this watch would be a true 42 millimeter. This is more of a 48 millimeter watch because of the way the lugs are designed. Now, there's some watches out there that will save the real estate, especially some of the bigger pieces. I think I reviewed some of the Concord C1 tourbillons where it's a lugless system altogether, where there are no lugs. The rubber strap is directly attached to the watch itself, making it a true size of what the bezel is. And that watch is a behemoth. I think it's also like a 48 millimeter. So when you're talking about size of watches, you really have to be particular and look at the design of the actual watch. Now, add a bracelet to this watch. It also adds an additional dimension because the stainless steel bracelet won't bend in this particular area, giving you another extra millimeter or two on the size, making the watch even bigger. If you're looking at dressier watches, if you're looking at dress watches specifically, they tend to be much thinner than that of a bulky offshore, making them smaller on the wrist. So preferred size is really a vague question. It really depends on the watch that you're wearing. If you're looking at watches that have huge lugs, that's going to add to the size. If you're looking at watches that have no lugs, that's going to make the watch obviously much smaller. It all depends on the size of your wrist, how comfortable you are with a particular brand or particular design of the watch. A lot has to do with the design. So in a Royal Oak, I will wear a 39 millimeter. In a Rolex, I will wear a larger watch. I'll go with a Yachtmaster 2, which is larger than the 39 millimeter Royal Oak. In a dressier watch, I can go up to 44, 45, even 46 millimeters, just because a dressier watch sits flat on the wrist and it looks smaller. So I hope that answers your questions. If you're gonna make a decision in regards to what size watch you wear, really get out there and try them on, or at least look for guys that have a return policy. So when you put this watch on your wrist, hey, I have a small wrist, this thing is listed at 38 millimeters, I should be good, but then the watch comes in and you have another 5, 6 millimeters of lugs, and all of a sudden it's too big on you. Definitely get out there and try the watch on if you can, because sizes could be deceiving, especially those that are listed on the websites by the manufacturer or on the other website. Well, guys, that's it for me. I've already showed you what's on my wrist. I absolutely love this diver. It comes in a slew of other colors. I think they did like a military green. There's a blue one. There's a black one. That was the original one. Definitely growing on me as probably one of the favorite APs to wear, especially if I'm out there doing beach stuff. Guys, once again, thank you for watching. If you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button. If you're not subscribed to my channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Share the video with your friends, for those that you think may love to hear what I have to say about watches and those that love watches in general. This is how the word spreads, and this is how my channel grows. And I'll see you guys next Tuesday.